Joe Hart retires at the end of the season. It is remarkable news for the world of football. Joe Hart had an impressive career and will certainly be remembered for his contributions to the sport. Celtic Football Club today shares some news from our goalkeeper Joe Hart as he announces he will retire from football at the end of this season. Joe has recently informed the club of his decision and would like to speak to his close friend and mental performance coach, Jamie Edwards, who he has worked with for a number of years, to explain his decision to the fans. Everyone at Celtic would like to sincerely thank Joe for his fantastic and ongoing contribution to the club. Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers said, "Joe has had a phenomenal career and I know he will miss the game hugely when he finally retires from football in the summer. For everything he has done in football, Joe deserves huge praise and congratulations. He has been a brilliant asset to Celtic, of course, and the game generally at the highest levels, nationally and internationally. But more than that, he is a tremendous man, simply brilliant to work with, someone who I know has been a great teammate to many throughout his career and a player who never gives anything but his best. Every day his work ethic is an example for everyone in football. Although he is a real loss on the field, I know he will remain in football in some capacity. This will always be part of his life and I'm sure that whatever he does after the summer, everyone at the club wishes him nothing but success. I fully understand and respect Joe's reasons for making this announcement and for making his future clear to the club and our fans. I also know that he will continue to work throughout this season with the same intensity, commitment and determination that he has always been known for."
Joe, I've known you for a while now. Why are we here?
We're here because I wanted to get the message out that as of June, I'm going to stop playing professional football.
Why at this point of this season?
So this is something that I've thought about for a while. There's no right or wrong time, is there? But the way this club works, this that I'm playing at the moment, there's so much on it. There's so much heart and soul poured into what we're doing as a football club. But you know, with the grand scheme of the club, with the support base and the conversations that go on around it, there's obviously a conversation around the goalkeeping position for next season. So I just think it was really important that with the blessing of the club, you know, I've had the conversations with the club, with Brendan, with Stevie Woods, that we get the message out. It takes one thing off the table that people need to speculate over. You know, I'm definitely not going to be there next season. I'm not going to be available to play football next season. So I wanted to take that off the table and then we can talk about why and then push forward.
I think when players, people make decisions to stop, there's many reasons as to why. A couple that have come to mind. Physically, they can't go any longer. Yeah. How are you physically?
Physically, I feel great. I feel as good as I possibly can do, I think, for my age and what I've done physically to my body. You know, I've been on the bench since I was 15, almost involved in professional football, especially from 16 every day onwards. You know, I've had peaks in terms of fitness. I've had, you know, different energy, 17, 18, 19, can't get enough. 20, start to become a first team footballer at the very highest level. You know, games, world changing around me, 20 to 30, but you know, physically a real peak time of my life. And then from 30 onwards, football's not been necessarily as clean for me from maybe 31 to 34. Mentally, where was I at? I don't know, because I didn't feel like I had a place anymore. But physically, I feel like my game's in a really good place at the moment. I feel like my body, you know, I've gone down every avenue I can to keep myself in the best possible shape and the best possible position to give my all come game day. And right now I'm at that. I really do feel like come game day I really do peak, but I'm aware that time waits for no man, and I don't want my body to be retiring me. So that was one of the key factors thinking that I can, you know what, I can smash through the finish line here.
I've been privy to many of the events of a certain period of your career in your life, and I think questions will come up. You know, where's his head at? You know, how's he thinking? So, how are you mentally?
Mentally, I'm in that one place that I like to be, and I'm in a place of clarity. Obviously, I've thought about this a lot. Loads of key factors that have come into it, and you know, maybe at some point, do I need to look for something elsewhere, or do I try and really push to stay on longer in what I'm doing? But no, I think the right time is now. I've got the clarity of mind that I was able to go to the club and explain my position and them totally understand. I think the hardest thing for me was, once I'd made the decision, was to explain that although I intend on finishing from June onwards, I'm so up for it. I'm still so involved and still so committed, and I thank the club for that. I thank Brendan and Stevie Woods for understanding where my mind was at and understanding me as a person. So it'd
have been very easy to have the perception that you've checked out at this time because you've made that decision.
Yeah, and you know, to the people that know me, that really know me, they know that's not even a possibility. But you know, I was still cautious of that. So I appreciate the open-mindedness of the club, and hopefully the open-mindedness of the fans when they see this and understand that this is not someone who's checking out. This is someone who's just letting people know because they think it's important.
So what's next after football?
Next after football, you know, the whole world changes for me, doesn't it? From, like I say, 15 right the way through to, well, you know, I'm going to be 37 at the end of this season. All I've known is football. All I've known is to get up, eat my breakfast, train, get myself ready for the next game. And, you know, that's obviously going to change, but...
So is it hanging your gloves up or retiring, or is it a shift in perspective?
Yeah, shift in perspective. There's no way I don't retire. I'm not retiring from working. I just won't be a goalkeeper anymore.
Any messages for anyone, because there are more questions that will come up for this. There'll be different outlets, there'll be different groups of people who want to know a bit deeper as to, you know, what's going on in your head and what's next.
My message is that I can't wait to have those conversations. Can't wait to get into it, the ifs, buts, the maybes, the whys, the hows, the ups, the downs, how I can pass on whatever I've experienced for people to hopefully learn from or improve on, or, you know, offer me some hindsight. But yeah, I think the key message is that those conversations are for after. It's the last time I'm going to be talking about this. All I want to do now is focus. I want to focus on the job in hand, representing this amazing club that I play for, and leaving my heart and soul out on the field.